So at this time, we take the opportunity to practice sitting meditation, to practice mental cultivation, to practice making our minds firm in mindfulness, to know the in and out breathing. So in the sitting meditation, we can put our right leg on top of our left, or our left on top of our right, and we practice to make our bodies upright, and we close our eyes. We practice knowing the breath as it goes in, and knowing the breath as it goes out. We practice to put down all the various sense impressions and moods, just to put them all down. And we endeavor not to think about the past and not to think about the future, but to put all thoughts of the past and future, to put them all down, and to establish our minds in mindfulness in the present moment. So when the breath comes in, we feel the breath, feel the sensations of the air coming in at the tip of the nose. And when the breath goes out, we feel the sensations of air passing by the upper lip. So again, with the in-breath, one feels the breath at the tip of the nose. And with the out-breath, one feels the breath passing the upper lip. And while being mindful of the sensations of breath coming in and out of the nose in this way, we can repeat the word boot on the in-breath and do on the out-breath. Boot on the in-breath and do on the out-breath. Boot on the in-breath and do on the out-breath. So practice in this way. And if we practice like this and we continue on like this, it's possible that we may start to feel tension or tightness in our bodies. So this is a sign that the mind is starting to control the breathing. So we teach our minds that we're just here to know the breath. Set your mind just to know the breath as it comes in and out, and not to control the breath. Because if we control the breath, then this feeling of tension or tightness may arise. So if this occurs, if one starts to feel too claustrophobic or tense with the breath, then a second method is to count quickly with the in and out breath. So one counts on the in-breath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the out-breath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or alternatively, on the in-breath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the out-breath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So make it just right. Do it just right. So do this counting on the in-breath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the out-breath 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make the mind stable in this. And then when the mind becomes more peaceful than this, then one may lose the desire to count. This is a sign of mindfulness becoming more stable. And at this point, one can just see the breath coming in and the breath coming out. And this is the arising of peacefulness in the mind. So at this point, the mind is more peaceful, and thinking may sometimes still arise. So if the mind begins to think again, then we simply return to counting the breath again as described. We practice not to get lost in these thoughts, and this will help the mind to become peaceful. So we just know the breath as it comes in, know the breath as it goes out, and practice to make our mindfulness continuous. And then the mind will become more and more peaceful. And when the mind becomes even more peaceful than this, then the mind can even let go of the breath itself and not be interested in the breath anymore. This is the mind becoming collected and peaceful to a certain degree. And at this point, simply know that the mind is still and peaceful. And if the mind becomes busy and distracted again, then one can return to counting. And if even the counting doesn't work, then one can practice breathing in very deeply, filling the whole lungs, and slowly breathing out. And doing this very deep in-breath and slow out-breath 3 times. And this is establishing mindfulness anew. And then one can return to counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the in-breath, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the out-breath. Or boot on the in-breath, and do on the out-breath. Boot on the in-breath, and do on the out-breath. So practice not to control the breath, but just let it go according to nature. Let it be natural and relaxed. If one is sleepy, then simply open your eyes. You can look at one shrine or Buddha statue, or just look at the end of one's nose. And while one's eyes are open, still continue to count the breath. So do this, practice in this way, and have mindfulness just be with one single object. This is the practice of Dhamma, of the mindfulness of body, because this breath is an aspect of the body. So may you be intent in this, may you have firm effort.